Let's talk about one of the biggest mysteries in the universe. Let's talk about you. I mean, really think about it. How is it that the single unified experience of being you comes from trillions of tiny parts that have no idea you're even there? It's a paradox that sits at the very core of who you are. Just take a second and look at this number, 37.2 trillion. It's one of those numbers that's so huge, our brains can't really even process it. So, what on earth could this possibly be? That is the number of tiny, living, individual things working inside your body at this very moment. Every single one is making decisions, doing its job, and not one of them knows your name. Not one of them knows your dreams or your fears, and yet somehow, all of them working together is the person having those thoughts. And that, right there, is the big question for today. If you're made of all these tiny parts that are completely unaware of you, then what is the you that they're all building? Well, let's try to figure that out. Okay, so to even start to wrap our heads around this, we first have to get a sense of the incredible scale of the civilization that's living inside your own skin. To put that 37 trillion number in perspective, right now there are about 8 billion humans on planet Earth. Your body contains a population of cells that is 5,000 times bigger than that. You're not just a single organism. You are a walking, talking planet of life. And look, this isn't just some chaotic mob. It has a highly organized society with specialists for every job imaginable. You've got trillions of red blood cells that do nothing but carry oxygen, billions of heart muscle cells that do nothing but contract in perfect unison. In every single drop of your blood, there are tens of thousands of what are called natural killer cells, your personal bodyguards, hunting for threats and ready to die for a whole they will never, ever understand. So how does this massive civilization actually work? To see that, we've got to zoom way in and see how these individual citizens actually make decisions. Because they're not just passive little bricks. They are constantly processing information. Inside your brain, there's a constant high-speed election happening. Each of your neurons gets thousands of little chemical signals from its neighbors. Some are yes votes, some are no votes. It adds them all up, and if the yes votes hit a certain tipping point, boom, it fires, casting its own vote onto the next neuron. Every single thought you have, every feeling, every memory, it's just the result of millions of these tiny molecular elections happening every single second. And, like any massive civilization, there's constant turnover. This number, 50 to 70 billion, well, it represents a daily sacrifice on a scale that's just almost impossible to imagine. That's roughly how many of your cells carry out programmed self-destruction every single day. They're not sick, they're not damaged. They do it because it's part of the master plan. They neatly pack themselves up for recycling to keep the larger organism, the you they have no concept of, healthy. And all this constant recycling, this massive scale turnover, is what drives another completely mind-bending paradox. The actual physical stuff you are made of is always changing. Just think about this for a second. The outer layers of your skin are brand new every few weeks. Your entire skeleton is replaced atom by atom about once every decade. Yeah, a few bits stick around for the long haul, but most of you is in constant flux. It's the classic ship of Theseus paradox made real. If you replace every single plank of a ship over time, is it still the same ship? And this gets to a really crucial point. You're not the physical matter itself. You are the pattern that the matter flows through. Kind of like a whirlpool in a river. The water molecules are always changing, but the shape of the whirlpool stays. You're the whirlpool, not the water. Okay, so if you're not your cells, and you're not even the atoms that make up those cells, where exactly is the you? The conscious person who's experiencing all this. Where does it actually live in the brain? Well, for decades, neuroscientists have been looking for that seat of consciousness, and they keep hitting this wall called the binding problem. See, when you experience something as simple as a car driving by, your brain processes the color in one area, the motion in another, the sound in a third, and any memories it triggers somewhere else entirely. So, who's binding it all together into one single movie in your head? One of the leading ideas is called global workspace theory. It pictures consciousness as being like a theater stage. Important information, whatever you're paying attention to, gets put up on stage, under the spotlight, and broadcast to the entire audience of all your unconscious brain processes. The key is, there's no single director in a booth watching the play. The show itself is the experience. This is a brilliant way to think about it. It's the concept of emergence. New York City isn't a property of any one single building or street, it's something that emerges from the complex interactions of all its parts. In the same way, you aren't located in any single neuron. You emerge from the mind-bogglingly complex dance of all of them working together. And once you really accept this idea about your own existence, it kind of forces you to make a huge philosophical leap and start asking some really strange questions about the world around you. The principle is proven by the fact that you're here listening to this. Complex networks of non-conscious things can process information in such a way that they wake up. So once you know that's possible, you have to start wondering what else might follow the same rules. What about a forest? Thousands of trees, all connected by this vast underground fungal network, sharing information and resources. Could that entire system have some kind of slow, distributed awareness that we just can't see? Or here's a modern one. What about the internet? A planet-spanning network with billions of processing nodes, all connected and sharing information at the speed of light. Is it possible that it could be developing some kind of emergent consciousness that's completely alien to our own? And let's be super clear about this. This isn't just a fun philosophical game. The idea that consciousness emerges from non-conscious parts isn't a metaphor. It is the measurable, peer-reviewed scientific reality of how you, a thinking, feeling person, are existing right this second. It's a paradox that really seems to break the rules of math. A civilization of trillions that has no idea it even exists somehow creates one single being that is aware of itself. The numbers just don't feel like they should add up. And yet, here you are, seemingly impossible, but absolutely, undeniably real. And that leaves us with one last massive thought to chew on. Your existence proves that the universe has a way of waking up and becoming aware of itself. So the ultimate question isn't just, who are you? It's what else out there in the cosmos might be doing the exact same thing.